Question number 10, Brett Hudson.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Communications and asks, what recent announcements has she made on expanding ultra-fast broadband to New Zealanders?
The Honourable Amy Adams.
Mr Speaker, last week I released the request for proposals to expand the ultra-fast broadband network from covering 75% of New Zealanders to reaching at least 80% of the population. We've made fantastic progress with the first phase of UFB, but we're doing more still to get faster broadband to as many people as possible. The government's committed an extra $210 million from the Future Investment Fund to boost the UFB program, and the RFP is a critical step in deciding which communities are next in line to get fibre and who will deliver it.
Supplementary.
A supplementary question, Brett Hudson.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, how will the towns to get UFB in the expansion program be selected?
The Honourable Amy Adams.
Mr Speaker, the RFP included a long list of more than 110 towns and communities around New Zealand in places like Huntly, Carterton, Hokitika and Kaikohe. The long list was developed to cover the next biggest towns beyond the areas covered by the first phase of UFB and were determined based on Statistics New Zealand population projections with reference to council submissions. It's important to note, however, that not all towns included in the long list are guaranteed to get UFB, and there may also be some that are not on the list that may still be included following receipt of the bids from respondents to the RFP. Following the receipt of bids from the wholesale fibre providers and Council's digital enablement plans, the final towns will be selected.
Supplementary question, the Right Honourable Winston.
Will the Minister commit to Kerikeri and Dargaville being at the front of the UFB2 rollout, in line with statements made by the Prime Minister in Kerikeri during the Northern by-election, and if not, why on earth not?
The Honourable Amy Adams, either of those two supplementary questions.
Well, Mr Speaker, no, for the reasons just set out in my answer, but I can tell the member that should he open an office in only one of those places, it might make them more attractive propositions.
Point of order.
Point of order.
Mr Speaker, you cannot have, surely, the hope of there not coming a state of disorder when a minister concludes a question like that, which is a palpable lie, and she woke up north, she'd find out.
Member will resume his seat. It goes to show the House, again, the trouble we get into when ministers take the opportunity to put a political chip in at the end of questions. It leads to disorder, as just been demonstrated by that point of order. Supplementary question, yes. The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
How does the Minister intend to deliver ultra-fast broadband to the 77 more towns added to the UFB2 when the budget from the Future Investment Fund remains at that projected for 33 towns or $210 million?
The Honourable Amy Adams.
Well, Mr Speaker, if the member had listened to my answers, he would understand that we've already committed the $210 million to fund the proposal, and we haven't yet determined what number of towns will be finally selected.
Supplementary question, Claire Curran.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Why did she rush through legislation under urgency in May, extending the telecommunications development levy to fund rural broadband, when she has now postponed that rollout, meaning rural communities will have to continue to put up with crap internet speeds?
The Honourable Amy Adams.
Well, Mr Speaker, ignoring the fact that that has nothing to do with the primary question, the member is quite simply, once again, wrong.
Supplementary question, Ria Bond.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Is the Minister aware of Venture Southland's report on the true state of broadband and the level of dissatisfaction at the Rural Broadband Initiative?
The Honourable Amy Adams.
Mr Speaker, yes, I am aware of the report, and actually the issues raised in that part of Southland come from a number of causes, but that member will be pleased to know that thanks to the Rural Broadband Initiative and the government's RBI, speeds across New Zealand have already tripled and are predicted to double again. So the residents of Southland should be very grateful that at least this government is addressing it, something that Labor failed to do.
Point of order.
Point of order.
I seek leave to table Venture Southland's registration of interest support dated July 2015. This is not readily available on the internet.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? Would the member repeat what it was? It's the Southland.
It is the Venture Southland's registration of interest support dated July 2015 that is not readily available on the internet.
Leave is sought to table that particular registration of interest. Is there any objection? There is none. It can be tabled.
Order.
Point of order, Ria Bond.
I seek leave to table my letter in support to Venture Southland registration of interest support dated the 8th of July 2015.
Order. If members really want it, they can come and see the member and get a copy. That's using the point of order system simply to make a political point. That's not the purpose of it at all. Question number 11, Marama Fox.
Tēnā koe te mana